Ready. Okay, pal. All right.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Who's here from Carpenter Street?
Sharon Rabinovitz.
Jerome, you going to be the only one testifying?
Yeah.
Okay, are you a lawyer?
No.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but
Just
the
say
truth.
I do.
I do.
Okay. Tom?
I'm here.
Okay, please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Ives, board member.
Rudy Perec, board member.
Matthew Webster, board counsel.
Matthew Wojcik, LNI supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
Okay, this is the first case on the BBS agenda for Thursday, July 10th. MI 2024-006911 for 532 Carpenter Street.
Okay. Tom, could you tell us a little bit about this case?
So what I have is the property at 532 Carpenter Street has been declared unsafe by the department following an inspection that occurred for conditions of the fracture bulged side exterior wall. I will present photographs that were taken at the time of the inspection, which show the fracture and the area that's represented or that is the area of concern that needs to be addressed. I will show the photos to the board, and at the conclusion, I have a tentative agreement, or at least positioning to the board that we would ask for a permit to be in our system or under review within the next 60 days. With that said, I'll go to the packet that I've prepared.
The pictures. Okay.
So procedurally, this is where we would make that proposed change, Tom. Is that an offer to the appellant that you would be willing to delay enforcement for 60 days for them to have a make safe permit under review?
The department would be willing to stay enforcement for 60 days as long as a permit was in our system.
Mr. Rabinowitz, do you have a response to that?
Yeah, a bunch of responses. First, I have a video and some photos I can show.
Well,
More
it's a
importantly,
yes,
though, I
it's a yes
contacted
or no.
the.
It's a yes or no. Sorry, Mr. Rabinowitz. Tom's presentation will go first. This is a
Okay.
settlement offer that can be rejected or accepted.
Okay.
And I take it you reject that offer?
I'm sorry, is this a question to me?
Yes, sir.
What is the offer? I'm sorry, I'm not following.
The offer that the department is willing to present is to have a permit in our system for the repair of the property within the next 60 days.
Okay. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not being advised by one. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to say to that. If there are any other options, I'm supposed to present a better offer. I mean, what is the deal here? I'm sorry.
I recommend to the board that we just move forward with Tom's presentation.
I agree.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
Fine.
can everybody see my screen?
Yes. Mhm.
So this is the posting of the property, or a photograph of the posting that would have been affixed to the property for 532 Carpenter. It illustrates that the property had been declared unsafe for the exterior walls. The posting, or the date of the posting, was October 15th of 2024, and the inspector's initials are AD, standing for Inspector D. Sabato. And then here's the photographs of the property taken September 15th of 2024. It's a corner property sitting at three-story corner property at 532 Carpenter. The posting was placed at the front door of the residence. And then another two photographs of the side of the property. The left-hand side, you can see that there's a fracture or step fracture between the second and third story window, where you can see that it's stepping one way and then goes back to the other side. And here's another photograph of that fracture point. It actually comes up and goes back down as well. and it's above the second story windows between the second and third story. Another vantage point, you can see that it is above the lintel in that wall. And again, it goes, follows up and back down where there appears some sort of deterioration or something's going on with the side exterior wall of that property. And there's another vantage point of a close-up of another section that has that step fracturing that's going on with the side wall. Another 2 photographs of the property. This photograph was January 31st of 2025. Another 2 photographs taken of the sidewall of the property at 532 Carpenter Street. With that said, we would be looking for a permit to be under review within the next 60 days and stay any enforcement pending the granting of a variance by the board. With that, I'll rest.
Okay. Sharon, could you tell us your side of the story?
Sure. First, it's nice to finally see these photos. I asked for them several times. I've been in person to L&I, to the municipal building. I emailed Anthony DiSabato, which I just forwarded the email to you guys. There was I think a Phil Motto email and a Deborah Richardson. So yeah, so that was what, in February? I asked for him to meet with me to return. I called him as well. I don't think I was able to leave voice messages because it was full all the time. But I've made any number of attempts to make contact so I can see what in the world is being spoken about here. And I'm only now seeing this for the first time. That, to say the least, is not cool. I've been very proactive. I'm a pretty responsible citizen. I have several properties. I've had this one since 2003. I take care of my business. That should be at the very least on the record. And again, I don't understand how you can write a violation, but never, ever respond to the owner who is being proactive and being responsible and trying to get another meeting or at least see these photos that I'm seeing for the first time. Regarding those photos, that needs to be pointed, and that's it. Now, I have a video that I shot literally yesterday and I have some photos that I can share with you guys.
Sure.
Just got to figure out how to do a screen share on Zoom. I believe it's share sound share. Okay, I'm going to try to do this. Allows Zoom places to share your screen. Okay.
Well, while you're trying to share your screen, Mr. Rabinowitz, but you said you made an attempt to reach Inspector DiSabato. I did see your email that you forwarded this morning to Mr. Motto and Ms. Richardson. It had a February of 2025 date on that email. Was that the only email that you sent to Inspector DiSabato, or was that the only time that you tried to contact Inspector DiSabato?
Prior to that, I came to the municipal building and had words in person. I received his email and his phone call as a result of that meeting. Called him multiple times. Again, was never able to leave him a voicemail because I guess he just doesn't want to receive voicemails.
That's not the case, sir. He retired in December of 2024.
Okay, well.
So if you would have reached out to the department and actual CSU, the area inspector that took over that area was Inspector Eisenhart. He would have been happy to come out and meet you at the property.
Again, I came in person. I probably have documentation of that and made some effort. I got his phone number. I got his email. After multiple times of trying to reach him by phone, I resorted to an email. Nobody told me that he was retired or not available or whatever.
All of that happened in the way that it happened. But at this point, as the violation notice says, you're required to have a licensed structural engineer investigate the property they can write a report that either agrees with your, unprofessional opinion that it only requires pointing. That's not for you to determine. Or indicate what corrective measures are needed in order to clear the violation. Very
Yes.
straightforward. So at
Yes,
this point,
it's very reasonable.
if you maintain multiple properties, as you say,
Yeah,
I'm sure you're familiar with this process.
Yep.
And should you get somebody out there, have that done, this will go away. And I think 60 days is more than enough time to have that happen.
well, thanks
Everything
for
else is
clarifying
very-
what I didn't know what the 60-day permit thing was all about, but you just said it in plain English. That makes perfect sense. That sounds completely agreeable. I'm told by my app here that I have to quit Zoom and restart because I just gave it permissions to share video. So I can do that, or I actually uploaded it to YouTube. I can send you a link to that.
Mr. Rabinowitz, if the 60 days is agreeable to you,
Mhm.
do you agree to Mr. Rabakowski's offer to stay enforcement for 60 days and we can forego this hearing?
I guess it makes sense, yeah. I
Okay,
mean, I
so
don't know what, it sounds like, I have no idea what it's going to cost me to get a structural engineer to do all this, but I think it'd be much better if somebody just came out and did another inspection with me in person so we can look at this stuff. I've had several properties pointed. You're right, I'm not a structural engineer, I'm not a professional, but I know what I'm looking at.
Okay, so we have a settlement agreement on the record here that there will be a make safe permit under review within 60 days.
I said it would be nice if another inspector could come out so it can save me what would probably be fairly expensive based on somebody's opinion who never got back to me, despite my best efforts and being a pretty good citizen. So if somebody can just, wherever the inspector is right now,
Mr.
I'll
Rabakowski,
call him as soon as we're off this, have him meet me and have him save a lot of time and money. And
The department is going to go off the photos that are in the possession of the case file. They do show fracturing, and we would be petitioning the board for exactly what we've positioned today, to have it surveyed by an engineer and come up with a means and method to either repair the property, and if it is safe for brick pointing, as the appellant has said, then I would defer to that structural engineer or design professional. But other than that, we would be looking for that permit to be under review.
so you're not letting me have an inspector come out again, despite repeated attempts to do so. Put yourself in my shoes for a second, sir. Put yourself in my shoes for a second.
Okay.
It's going to cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars to get somebody to come out there.
And if something falls off and hits somebody, it's going to cost you a lot more than just a few $100s for an inspector, for an engineer.
Sure. Right. And if the Russians nuclear bombed us tomorrow, then all of that will be solved. Let's not go to the if statements. I'm asking as a human
don't-
being, a
you know-
person, a good
Okay.
citizen, being proactive, have
Okay.
this other inspector
Yeah.
call me or give me his phone number. Let's get him out here. It'll take all of 10 minutes.
I think at this
The-
point, I think it's important that an independent structural engineer look at this,
Yeah.
and that this should not be between you and the department.
Mhm.
Personally, I think we need to go along with the original recommendation. And if you're not willing to go along with that, then the
It's
department.
not
will
that I'm
have
not willing to. I'm absolutely
Yeah.
willing to, but I'm asking you guys for a courtesy.
I
Again,
don't-
for
I don't think
making
it's- I don't think
all
it's-
the right moves and all the right efforts to do
okay.
this.
Okay.
So you're denying me this.
Personally, I don't think it.
It is
It's
not
your-
in
it's-
the,
It's in your best interest and the public's best interest that a professional engineer inspect
take
your
a look at it.
property.
Of
it is
course
not in the
is.
authority of the board to grant or deny that request. You may reach out to L&I if you wish, but this board only reviews extensions of time and variances, sir.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is the name and the phone number of this new inspector? I'd just like to have it.
It is the office number. It is Inspector Eisenhart. And the office number is 215-686-2583. And sir, I actually have notations in our system that you've made. You made an attempt to call our office, and in fact, office personnel did describe to you the reference of what the violation was. You did indicate that there was an inspector, and that inspector, and you were provided the inspector's name and number. Actually, Inspector
Anthony
Eisenhart,
DeSabato.
no,
What's
Inspector,
that?
that was in October of 2024. And then,
Correct.
but after that, other than that, there were 3 other inspections done by Inspector Eisenhart, one in January of 2025, April of 2025, and most recently in June of 2025, where the department was out at the property. Inspector Eisenhart did not close out the case. That case is still open. So it is the department's belief that yes, you would need to follow the recommendations of the board.
Okay. Is there a record or a letter or something that was, I don't think I was aware of any of these other follow-up inspections.
The department doesn't have to notify you of the reinspection. The case is in our system, and then the inspector can do the inspections accordingly.
Okay. So just luck of the draw, the guy that made the inspection initially, who I tried to reach multiple times, happened to retire. Follow-up inspections took place, but I was not notified of this. I was not notified that this inspector who I've been trying to reach was retired. It's just really a wonderful reward system for trying to be a good citizen and for being proactive.
Well, the board will make their or render their decision, and we'll go
Okay.
with their decision.
Because of the unclarity of the agreement, I recommend that we do render a decision in this case. The board should render a decision, in my opinion.
Okay,
And so we're at the 60-day permit thing, and I got to get a structural engineer. I just want to make sure that I understand is the official title of what you're looking for, so I don't get somebody that's not the right profession. It's a structural engineer.
yes, a licensed structural engineer with the city of Philadelphia.
No, not with the city of Philadelphia.
Or,
Just a
licensed
licensed structural
dump-
engineer who can look at the cracks and decide if it just needs repointing or if it needs star bolting or what the appropriate make safe would be. And
Got
then
it.
you would apply for a make safe permit with those recommendations to resolve the case.
Okay. You guys have well, never mind. All right.
you have a good
Like-
day too, okay?
Let's render our vote on the record, sir,
Uh,
please.
Yes, I'm in agreement with the 60 days to have a structural engineer's report.
I'm in agreement with 60 days.
I'm in agreement as well.
I agree.
Okay, thank you. Good luck, bud.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Nobody else is here?
Deb, you're muted.
I know.
So we're going to read some cases into the record as moot. And then if there's still no one. Oh, and then well, I think Tom will help us with that. If there are further hearings for which the appellant isn't present, we can dismiss those for failure to appear.
Okay. Yes, Deb, please.
All right, case number 2 for today, MI 2025-003917 for 2304 Watkins Street.
Okay, this is dismissed because for not appearing.
Members of the board, we can actually read on the docket list, numbers 2 through 8 are all complied in our system.
2 through 8 is complied?
2 through 8 are all complied in our system.
So would you like me to read each one and then everybody, and then it just, you want to say move complied? How do you want to do this, Matt? Yeah.
I would read that they are marked complied in our system, but I'll read them into the record.
You want to read them or you want me to?
Let Debbie read it.
No, you can read them.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
and then you can just say that. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so I just read number 2. Number two, MI 2025-003917 for 2304 Watkins Street.
Yeah, we agree to, well, it's complied to.
Tom has already said that they're moot complied, so just read them into the record. You can say moot complied again if you'd like.
Yes, and just read them all.
Okay, moot complied. Number three, MI 2025-003914 for 717 South 15th Street, moot complied. Number four, MI 2025-003912 for 1215 West Tioga Street, moot complied. Number five, MI 2025-003918 2007 Cater Street, moot complied. Number six, MI 2025-003911 for 1915 Independence Street, moot complied. Number seven, MI 2025-003910 for 5518 Spruce Street, moot complied. Number eight, MI 2025-003909 for 1932 West Ontario Street, moot complied. And that brings us to number nine.
Okay.
Number nine on the agenda today, MI 2025-004284, 3453 Arbor Street.
Is there anyone in the waiting room? And can we confirm service?
No one's in the waiting room. I spoke to the wife of the owner of the property for 3450 through Arbor Street by phone. She chose this date. I gave her several dates to choose from. I sent her an
If-
email with the hearing notice.
If you're testifying as to service,
Sorry, so what do you want me to just say?
I guess, I guess, can we swear her in to, if we're taking testimony that service was performed by conversation?
I would have to swear Debbie in. Okay, Deb, could you raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, all truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So do I need to repeat myself? Yes, no, okay. So the notice was created June 25th, 2025. It was emailed to the address Leslie, LESLYJ@gmail.com, and to the wife, which I don't have her name on here. And another copy was sent in the mail to Leslie Jean, 42 Hampton Road, Upper Darby, PA 19082, on that date. But I spoke to the person personally. I sent an email with the Zoom link, and she chose the date for July 10th on the phone with me.
Can we confirm that the letter that we sent was to the address given in the application?
Yes. It
Okay,
was the same address, 42
Excellent.
Hampton Road, Upper Darby, PA 19082. I will say on the record that I emailed a copy of the hearing notice to the emails, both emails, and I mailed one in the mail as well.
Okay.
Okay. And the Zoom link was sent to them on Monday.
Okay. So we dismiss this.
Un-
for failure to
yeah.
appear?
Unfortunately, we have to vote on dismissals as well.
Okay, we're gonna dismiss this for, on failure to appear. I'm in agreement with it.
I'm in agreement.
I'm in agreement.
I agree.
Okay, that's it. All right. Case number 10.
On that note, may I be excused and enjoy the weekend?
You too, Tom, take it easy.
Thank you,
Thank
Tom.
you. Yep.
Bye, pal. Ron's here. Oh, yeah, if they're here, we're gonna do the case. Yeah, come on. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Yeah. Ron, is anybody else going to be testifying besides you? Okay, yeah. I want to swear you guys in. Could you state your name? Yeah. Okay, just raise your right hand, swear to tell truth, nothing but the truth.
I'm sorry, this is the reporter. I did not hear the gentleman's name.
Okay, say it again.
David Goodstat. And yes.
Okay, John?
Yes, Chair, thank you.
Okay. Next guy.
Micah Hanson.
Okay,
I didn't hear
please raise
that.
your- Michael Hanson?
Micah Hanson.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Good. Next guy.
Ian Bush.
Hey, Ian, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Good deal. Ron, you don't have to be sworn in because you guys never lie, right?
Never. Stretch, but maybe not lie.
Straight in.
Excuse me, could I have the attorney's name, please?
Sure. Good afternoon. Ronald Patterson, Ronald, with Claire Harrison Law Firm, 1835 Market Street, Philadelphia, PA 19103.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
John Dimes, Fire Code.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, LNI supervisor.
Matthew Webster, Board Counsel. Oh,
Deep Reg board member.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, could you read that into the record, please?
Sure. This is case number 12 on today's agenda, MI 2025-004449 for 1325 Beach Street.
Okay, Ron, you're presenting the case, go ahead. Yeah. Can I want to get rid of that.
Okay, good afternoon. So this regards 1325 Beach Street, the battery along the Delaware River. You may recall that we were here about a month and a half ago for relief from sprinkling the sports court area with approval for a smoke evacuation system instead that the board recommended and the commissioner approved. That work is ongoing and is near completion, except for the automatic triggering is not in place yet. So in the interim, we have a very special event that's proposed for next week, July 18th. And David Goodstad will talk about it briefly. Elle and I determined that the best way to handle this application, and I agree, is to seek a temporary certificate of occupancy instead of a special events license or permit. Under our approval, we're approved for occupancy of 529 persons, 234 on the first floor, 358 on the second. We're seeking for this special event, 750 persons, 250 on the first floor, 500 on the second. The refusal letter I'll share with you. Has basically, to summarize, 4 refusals. 1 for the temporary occupancy, 2nd for the operable smoke control system, 3rd, a design occupancy load, and 4th, the minimum number of plumbing fixtures. We have a program proposed to provide the alternative means of compliance to ensure safety during this event. So with that said, David, do you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you. You guys hear me? Hi, David Goodstat. I am the founder of a concept called Ballers. It's a social sports complex that's opening soon. in the battery space. And we were approached very fortuitously by the ownership of the Philadelphia Eagles. They wanted to use our space as a celebration venue for the ring ceremony. So we have been working in partnership with the building ownership and the team and their event planners to accommodate them for the date. They wanted to be the first to be in the space. And so we had set the date. Originally, there was a June date, and we both kind of missed some key deadlines, but we are going to be ready to host them, assuming we're granted the special relief for the one day. And obviously, would be very excited to ring in. Pretty amazing way to open up a new venue. Celebrating sport in a place of sport. So
Great.
I don't know if anything
Right,
else you
that's-
want me to add.
Oh, thank you. Ian? Yep. Thanks. Uh, Please tell the board your name and address again.
Ian Bush.
And what's your job?
I work for the general contractor for the owner.
Okay, and you're familiar with the building
I am.
and familiar with the construction? The status of the construction and what's left to do? Can you briefly tell the board what the status of the fit out is and as well as the efforts to comply with the board's variance relief?
Excuse me, this is the reporter. Could I ask the witness to pull the microphone closer to him?
Good, Ian? Is it on?
Yeah,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Thank you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. Go.
So the status of the construction, and I'll speak to the life safety aspects of it because I think they're the most important. We do have a sprinkler cert for our space. We are working on the fire alarm certification still. We will have that next week before the event. That certification will be a partial. It will not include the new work that was added in the past month from this board. The smoke evacuation that was originally planned, that was manual, will be able to be activated manually. So that will be the status on the day of the event.
So what is not finished as to the smoke evacuation system?
The automatic part of it. So the board asked for it to be automatic. We are designing the system with Siemens. The drawings are still being finished, but the material has been released. Some of it is on site. We are currently installing it. It just will not be complete on the day of the event.
And how about plumbing fixtures?
I think the other maybe.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Hello, this is Lieutenant Don. Is the alarm system going to be certified and in place?
So the regular fire alarm devices, yes, heat, smokes. Just not anything related to the automatic.
And we're going to address what we propose to do for that. Okay.
All right.
All right. Mike, if you can tell the board your name and address.
Yes, I'm Micah Hansen. I'm the owner of
Okay.
Hexagon Studio Architects. Hear me okay? 2229 East Huntington Street in Philadelphia.
And you're familiar with the plans, obviously?
Yes,
Did you help prepare the plans?
I did.
Okay. Let's just go through the refusal items. I think would be a good idea, and then we can address each one. Okay, I of course addressed the TCO in the beginning, so I guess the second would be the operable smoke system, control system, where we are and what we propose to do in lieu of it being fully operable.
So I mean, to repeat what Ian said, I mean, the smoke alarm or the fire alarm and the sprinkler system are all operational. The manual control of the smoke evacuation will be operational. The only thing not operational will be the automatic triggers for the smoke evac system.
And so how will you address the manual control of it?
So to revert back to when we originally started this process, we did actually try to submit an application for a temporary short-term event, which was denied because we don't actually have a certificate of occupancy or a past one. So we have proposed to basically follow what those rules would require, which includes a fire watch. And we can go into those, into those details of what would be proposed or expected in terms of the fire watch personnel.
So you're proposing a fire watchers, correct?
Yes,
So we're
and
saying,
one of those personnel would be responsible for triggering the manual smoke evac should that event.
and a part of my appeal, I submitted an exhibit from Raffinelli regarding the discussion of the fire watch. It's on the screen. I don't know if you want to go through it, if you can. Or I can give you a copy here. So, there you go.
Yes, so these, the statements in here, I think, as I understand them, are pretty common for events that are generally granted for spaces like this. With regard to the fire watch, each member of the fire watch will be uniformed guards, and they'll be trained procedures for sounding the alarm, and they're familiar with the building's facilities. Again, all of the other minutia in terms of radio, telephones, and portable lights. Each member of the fire watch will be assigned to no other duties, and there will be at least one person assigned to each required exit from the space in a sprinklered building, which our building is. And there will be at least one person assigned as a roving watcher on each floor used. So that would be at least two, given there are 2 floors that we're planning to occupy. And there will be at least one person assigned as a roving watcher on each floor below those used, which there aren't any floors above or below the floors that we're proposing.
So with the 4 major ingress and exit points and the smoke activation, and you will call them floaters, we have a total of how many, 12?
I mean, I think 12 is reasonable.
Okay. Okay. So next, we'll talk about the design occupancy load, if you'd like, and then I'll pull up our exhibit. So, Micah, with respect to structural load, we have a letter from Morabito Consultants.
Yes.
And what does that letter regard?
So that letter is, again, this would have been a requirement for a temporary short-term event. The structural engineer, familiar with the building, basically write a letter certifying that the structure is capable of supporting the dead and live loads that be associated with the occupant load, in which case there's no concerns there.
And the load calculations appear in the drawings that you submitted?
Yes, so we included the original occupant loads that were calculated for our general use, what we're being permitted for, and then applied the permitted multipliers that would be allowed for a temporary short-term event, which actually would result in a much larger number than we're actually requesting.
And I wanted to just digress for a minute. I have on screen the exhibit from Oneida, the fire protection, if you want to address what that regards.
Yes, so this is just a letter from the fire protection installer and vendor regarding the fire alarm system and the automatic sprinkler system, that they will be fully functional.
Okay.
Real-
And
Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I had a quick question.
sure.
You went by that letter real quick you got from somebody saying this type of assembly occupancy, usually it's 5 to 15 square feet per person in that type of occupancy, but it really comes down to you have an occupancy limit of, I think, a total of 5 something. You said 2 something on one floor, 3 something on another floor, and you want to raise that to 750.
Correct.
But in these types of events, the space is usually configured differently. If there's probably going to be a stage, you take away for that. It's going to be seating and chairs, you take away for that. So depending upon how you configure the room determines the type of occupancy also. So depending upon how you do that would really determine the limit. And usually the max occupancy signs is for the maximum amount in that space. And that does, so do you have a floor plan to see how that's going to be? And has that been calculated based on what you're putting in the room?
Go ahead and answer.
Yeah, sure. And if you need me to pull up any of the exhibits on the plans.
The floor plans that we have are for the primary use. So we don't at at this time have any floor plans of how this event will be set up. There
I'm
was-
sorry, I apologize. This is the reporter. Good.
See a green light there?
Yeah,
Okay.
you hear me? I'm also very soft spoken, so I
Yeah,
apologize.
if you could just speak up and, is this
Okay.
Mr. Hanson?
Yes.
Thank you.
So I'll just repeat what I was saying. So the floor plans that we have in the packet are the floor plans that are under the current permit application for our primary use. We don't at this time have floor plans of anything for this particular event. Because that's being run by, well, not by us.
I think David can comment on that if you want.
Hi, this is David Goodstat. So we have seen preliminary plans. They're still shuffling some things around, but the event's going to take place over both levels. People will be, moving throughout the space over most of the course of the evening. A lot of the 700, not a lot, but a good chunk of the 750 people there are going to be support staff. And so they're going to be not seated. They'll be roving. The primary density of the event is going to be happening on those courts right there. So that is, I don't know how many square feet that is approximately, but the majority of the seating will be taking place up there. Well, go back to the other image. And then there's overflow seating throughout the back and spilling over to the right side of the stage where that court to the right of that middle opening is actually not there. It's additional event space for them. So they're setting up a bar and a hospitality area. And I don't know what, Micah, what you showed the calcs were, but this was an old turbine hall. And I believe, I don't want to exaggerate, but I think you could have probably 4 or 5 times as many people as we have.
This is event invite only?
Yes.
Clarify? Okay.
You mentioned the stage. Can you tell us where the stage is? I think that's what Lieutenant Dimes was getting at.
Just to clarify, the reason
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
we
Yeah.
just were in election season not too long ago, and we had one of the candidates in town, and their staff said we did the calculations and it was 2,500 could fit in here. We went and did the calculations, rolled it out, and it was about 1,100. So what tends to happen in these things, people want, I mean, obviously that's a campaign and it's different, but the calculations always seem to be exaggerated not in the public safety's direction, because people want so many people in a space. And then things get set up, like when we also approve, the fire code unit actually approves floor plans for assembly spaces and stuff like that in hotels and certain types of functions. So we're used to looking at this type of stuff, and you need so many, if you're putting chairs there, and it's just, you need aisle space, you can't block exits, you got to be so far away from, set up the chair so far. So there's a whole science behind this thing. And because the space is 500, you want to raise it, what, 250, which is a decent amount. It's not a little bit over. I'd feel more comfortable if we could actually look at what you're going to be doing in that space. And, again, 750 people, but what's that space going to look like? Or exits going to be blocked, or fire extinguishers are going to be blocked, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, we can get a copy of those plans. I mean, I can assure you the company that's putting us on, Raffinelli, they did the ring ceremony for the Kansas City Chiefs. They put on only, so, they are extremely well-versed in everything, health permits, egress, life safety. They've got, I can promise you the security plan for this is crazy. It's literally cordoning off the entire building. No one's getting near here. These are obviously some fairly valuable players that they need to protect. So I can just assure you this is a first class event. No one's cutting any corners in terms of jamming people into spaces that won't be comfortable. They want the guests to be comfortable too. So they're not sitting people, shoulder to shoulder.
I guess at some point, the city will inspect this. They issued a TCO, I presume?
Yes, and then the
Okay.
city will be issuing the LOs back.
Okay, so they would see the setup, I presume.
Yeah, but to Lieutenant Dimes's point, it's how was the egress capacity calculated? Because
Okay.
from your appeal, you're saying we're using 150% of the capacity based on the temporary occupancy or special event bulletin. So one of the things is that reasonable for the way you're expecting to arrange the occupant load? And from what you're saying, that hasn't really been pinned down yet, or it's not part of the package at the moment. Like, how is that occupant load being arranged?
Yeah, there could be things that like might have the floor space, but the doors aren't wide enough, or you don't have the remoteness. There's other factors than just that. And then again, how you set up that space based on that day, all that comes into play to determine how many people can be in there safely based on the code. So I guess there's just variables that we don't know, is what I'm saying.
The one thing I will add is in the packet, we do illustrate all of the egress opening widths. And I do believe, unfortunately, I don't have my glasses with me, so I'm not gonna be able to read these very well.
The packet is very low resolution. The one we received is actually not illegible.
That's okay. I mean, I'm certain we can get you something that's more legible. But we did look at all of those egress widths.
So if you zoom, the previous sheet, you right there, if you just zoom in, I believe you are putting the calculator. I can't see it. You can see total proposed occupant load. You zoom in and pan up a little. So it's just, okay, exit 1. Maximum permitted. How was maximum permitted calculated?
Are you referring to the table at the top under temporary use?
Yep,
occupant
that's
load?
the exit 1.1 equals 295 times 150%, 493. How is 293 calculated?
So 293 would have been calculated based on our original use. So on the ground floor, for example, there's a restaurant and bar area among other spaces. So that number was based off of those original calculations. The same thing could be said for the second floor, which is based off of the uses that are up there. The 750 number, frankly, comes from, that's literally the number of the event. And so we wanted to show that fit within what was allowable given the temporary, short-term temporary event permits. But within that, as I mentioned, that allows 150% increase to your occupancy load. But there are other limitations within the language of that bulletin that limit it based on the number of exits that you have. So we went through and checked all of those, and all of the numbers that we're proposing with the 750 comply with all of those requirements. And that's what these tables, as well as in the plans, you'll see all of the widths of the exit components upon the egress paths.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know if it's a question for Matthew at LNI. Is there a way to confirm that egress capacity?
That egress capacity. So one of the things the most recently approved like amendment plans for like another amendment, it does have like occupant load calculations for like the just regular what they intend to use normally. And not all the rooms use like the full like occupant load they could get by just a straight calculation from the tables in the building code.
Yeah.
So they're like lower than what they could have based on egress widths and sizes of various spaces, especially the assembly spaces.
I just want to confirm, is 293 the calculated occupant
right.
load or the egress capacity? Because
that sounds more like egress capacity, because I'm looking at the table right now for the first floor and mezzanine combined, for like they're just regular like occupancy that was previously approved, and it says 234.
That's the occupant load or egress capacity?
Occupant load is 234 is what they're proposing
and so-
for normal operations.
I see. And so they must have had an egress capacity greater than that. So, okay. Okay. And then I just had a question for LNI again.
Yes.
It sounds like this might be semantics, but is the concern that because the CO is pending, you can't really use the bulletin because it's not a previously CO'd building?
Correct. So because they can't meet the conditions to get a
Right.
TCO
Alright.
in the first place,
Yep.
we can't use that code bulletin, which is itself
Yep.
a
No,
general
yeah,
fair.
that
Oh,
makes perfect
you
sense.
know.
Yeah, so just to be, if they hadn't proposed the renovations and there was a historical CO on file, they could use the special event bulletin.
Yeah, if it was still just like
Like if it was a
a
turbine hall
turbine
and you were
hall,
proposing, okay,
if it was just not, it was just that,
okay.
yeah,
I just
I
want to
guess.
confirm, LNI doesn't have a specific like concern with using this special event bulletin to get the 150 capacity, 150% capacity for egress. Because if that bulletin's active, a standing bulletin, so if they use that as a basis to get an occupant load at 150% egress capacity, there's nothing like technically incorrect about that. It's just more of they don't have a CO for this renovation.
Correct. There's no CO for this renovation, therefore they can't use the code bulletin,
Yeah,
means now
okay.
we're here about just treating it like it was this, anything
Yeah.
else. Yeah.
And then the other question is, you mentioned the Firewatch. Will the manual activation of the smoke control system be constantly attended? Will there be a Firewatch person there all the time with active communication? Like what will be that? How will that be activated? How will that personnel be managed?
I think my answer would be whatever the board would like. And I think that probably makes the most sense.
Where in the building is the manual activation going to be? Is it within line of sight of a general occupied area? Is it within a mechanical room? Like what is going on?
It is in a separate area. I might because it's part of the larger building core and shell. So I might ask Ian to answer that a little bit more clearly than I could.
Ian Bush. It's in the manual activation is in the smoke control panel, which is in the fire command center, which is, we still plans up. It's on the ground floor of the building.
Okay.
Faces Beach Street. It's in the part of the building that we call Switch House.
Where else is it located in that room or in that area?
What else is located in that
Yeah.
room? Everything else in a normal fire command center. So the fire alarm panel, the elevator panel, the smoke control panel that monitors pressurization, pressure fans.
Hey, John, have you seen that fire control center?
In this building?
Yeah.
No, I have not. We actually approve the location, size and stuff like that. And there was usually a list that submitted, I'm not the person in our unit that now does that. It's got to be 200 square feet. And then like they just said, the things that they mentioned have to be in there. Also the phone jacks, unless they have a BDA, things like that. But no, I haven't been in this specific one and I didn't approve this one.
Okay. Has the fire department approved that?
That they have approved on paper, yeah, as part of the original construction, yeah.
We have a proposed floor plan layout of the event. I'm trying to pull it up for you.
And then while that's going, Matt, is that the same question? Is this why they can't use portable toilets technically? Is because it's not a special event?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I had to calculate how many they would need under this increased occupant load, which they just about had it.
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
I would ask though, if this does get approved by the board, that you send the fire code unit the assembly floor plan for approval. And we do usually do a walkthrough before.
Would that be, Lieutenant, would that be similar to how like a tent permit gets arranged? They just need to.
We don't, well, I mean, like tent permits, as you know, it's got to be 400 square feet. We usually don't do that, but we have a whole, like, we're over the convention center a lot. Every time they have people out of event spaces and they set up floor plans. Mike Jackson's the person who stamps and approves those floor plans for any type of assembly. The Marriott, we deal a lot with the Marriott and stuff like this. So this isn't kind of unlike that. I know it's the Eagles and the special event ring ceremony, but that's kind of where we kind of control a little bit about with spaces and stuff like that. Make sure things, I mean, people set up stuff where they're blocking exits or you can't even see the exit sign. I mean, it's amazing when people go into spaces that are safe, and after they leave with their configuration, these are major people that come into the city of Philadelphia in the convention center. You walk in a space, you can't see an exit. And so it's kind of,
Yeah.
we've been doing it for years.
David, you want to explain the exhibit I just placed on the screen?
Yeah, this is the David Goodstat. Hi. This is the latest plan we have from the event vendor. So you can see in green, they've shaded off the, egress, walk corridors and everything. And so that's the layout, of the occupants, while during the presentation part of the event, for most of the event, they'll be circulating everywhere. So it's not, not stuffed in there. And if you can zoom out a little bit, you can see that bar where that court that we said we didn't install is there. So there will be a lot of activity there over the course of the event. And then, all the support staff is arranged in the gray area and to the left as well. I mean, to the right, I should say.
So are there 3 exits from this space? The one where it says main entry and then the 2 on the other side?
This is Micah Hansen again. Yeah, so the second floor has 3 exits. There is one at the center of the space. In the plan that you're looking at now, you see it says open to below. There's actually a stair that leads down to that and then leads to an exit. And then the other 2 exits are at the far north and south ends along the east wall. So in this plan, it would be at the very bottom left. I don't think the stair tower is showing in this plan. There may be others that do show it. But that exit is there. And then there's basically a mirrored exit at the north end of the building, which would be to the far right. And that's just this level. On the first level, occupants would have access to two separate and distinct exits.
Total, how many people?
For the event?
Yeah.
750.
So the second and first floor won't be occupied simultaneously. 690 seating at the second floor under that plan.
Then I would think when people are sitting for the kind of the main event, that most of them would be on the upper floor.
Okay.
But then at the other times, as David said, they'll be kind of milling about and circulating about between the 2 floors.
What's a happy hour going to be on the first floor, or, when they drink it, they eat up top? First floor. Yeah.
I'll move on to the plumbing fixtures. Keep the momentum going. So let me pull this up. We have that. Is there a separate plan you give me? Yeah. Got it.
So the plan that's on the screen now is illustrating how we're going to provide the additional required restroom facilities. For our main occupancy, what the space is intended for, we obviously have included sufficient restrooms. At this time, a chunk of those won't be completed in time for the event. We will have 4 toilets and 4 lavatories available directly within what we would consider the baller space or turbine hall. The remainder of the restrooms that would be required for the occupants for the event would be supplied through these two banks of restrooms that are further to the east in the building. These are directly accessible from the second floor. And there's a total of 10 men's and 10 women's fixtures or toilets. And I believe, I want to say like 7 and 7 lavatories.
So the fixtures just shown will be completed.
They are complete now.
Okay.
Yeah, the space would not normally have access to those, but for this event, they will.
And how are we making up the difference again?
So we're making up the difference by using restrooms that the building has made accessible to us for the event.
And are there temporary toilets as well? Are you,
But this,
you
yes,
bringing in?
for the temporary use, yes, we'll have all those restrooms. We won't require any porta potties or anything like that.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you.
Deborah, can you create a room for Ted?
Yeah, Ted, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, okay. We have 3 provisos we want to give to you. Pradeep, could you bring them up?
Yeah, so the first one would be to make sure that your seating plan is approved by the fire code unit. So regardless of the occupant load approved by the PBS, that arrangement doesn't meet the fire code unit's requirements, then it's not a valid arrangement. The other one was making sure you have one permanently stationed fire watch personnel within the fire command center, able to activate the system in constant communication with all other fire watch personnel. And the other one was for all the circuits controlling audiovisual equipment, that they be interconnected with the fire alarm system so that if there is an activation of the system, all other audio equipment is shut off so that notification can be clearly heard by all occupants. It's called a shunt trip, and that's quite typical for special events.
What do you think, Ian? Okay. All right. Come on, Ian, come on up.
Yeah, I was see.
You're the guy that handles that, right? Yeah. So it's a shunt trip, right, Pradeep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to look at, I'll have to get with these guys and figure out their audio visual plan, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they know how to do that. because
Okay.
If the music's loud, then people
Yeah.
can't hear the directions to get
Oh,
out.
actually, we're going over this right now. So,
Okay.
we'll have to order them, but we can add them. It shouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
quite,
Yeah,
it's pretty typical
Great.
for special events.
Yeah.
John, are you okay with that?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Sounds good.
Okay. And you guys are going to take a look at the seating arrangement prior to them getting going and,
What we
you know,
usually do is approve the floor plan on paper, then prior to the event, after setup, we don't hang at the event. We just do a walkthrough to make sure it meets the stamp plan that we, the plan that we stamped.
okay.
Yeah, the only concern was the seating plan wasn't part of the appeal package, so we want to make sure that's being coordinated.
And Matthew
Okay.
Wojcik, do you need a copy of that seating plan as well?
Yes, I would love to have it.
So a copy to the board and a copy to Matthew.
We don't
Seating
need
plan.
it.
We don't-
Okay, all right.
Bring
Yeah,
it to
w-
Matthew.
We're okay with those provisos. Thank you.
Okay. Everybody good? Pradeep, you good?
Yeah.
Aim?
I agree with that.
I agree with it. Ted?
I agree.
All right. Good luck, guys.
Great, thank you.
Guys get rings? We should put on color. No, they can give you the fake ones. They have the fake rings. Yeah, I just want a picture of some of the. Yeah.
Well, you get to go to the event, right?
You're at the, that's right.
But they told us we could come as like support, so we could,
Oh, yeah.
be like opening doors and
Yeah.
Or you're the fire watch.
Yeah, you're part of the fire.
My kids are asking if they can.
Oh, sure.
Can I schedule? Directly with, my guys.
All right, good, John. All right, this is case 2537 North 7th Street. Okay. I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted Agus, board member.
Pradeep Parekh, board member.
John
Matthew,
Dimes, fire code, sorry.
no, that's my fault. Matthew Webster, board counsel.
Matthew Wojcik, LNI supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay. Deb, could you read that into the record?
This is case number 10 on today's schedule, MI 2025-004218 for 2537 North 7th Street. Brenda Jennings should be in the room.
Okay, is
Yes.
Brenda here?
I'm here.
Okay, Brenda. Are you a lawyer?
I am not.
Okay, you're going to be testifying, right?
Correct.
Is there anyone else going to be testifying?
No.
Okay, Brenda, could you please raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, Deb, read that into the record,
Can you
please.
turn on a camera, please, Brenda?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure. Can you see me?
Yes,
okay.
thank you.
All right. Brenda, you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
All right, we're ready to. Go ahead.
All
Tell
right.
us about your case.
Okay, so I have acquired a property from PHA, and I have submitted plans to turn this into a small multifamily building. I was required to install a sprinkler system, and I am appealing installing the sprinkler system. The property was previously used as a multifamily, but I understand it didn't properly go through the process. So this was unexpected that I would need to have installed a sprinkler system, and it's cost prohibitive. So what I was proposing to the board is that I am able to employ a number of other fire mitigation strategies. So I received a number of items from LNI in terms of why they declined the appeal. So they mentioned that there was a lack of landing in the basement. So the basement would not be considered I am not making the basement a habitable area. It's just going to be finished storage. I do feel willing to update this and retrofit it to have the proper landing to be code compliant, but it will not be used for tenant egress. Also, the rest of the building will be fire compliant in terms of all of the walls in the common areas will be 1 hour fire retardant with the self-closing doors. And the areas that are, as I mentioned, in the common area will be 1 hour fire rated. The doors will also be 1 hour fire rated, and there'll also be a fire extinguisher in each unit. There is also a fire sprinkler system that would be interconnected and wired, and it would also have fire monitoring that will be renewed every year and registered with the city to ensure that it's always operable very quickly. The other thing is that they said that there is only a single exit from the second and third floor. So again, these will be 1 hour fire rated with the doors and the drywall. So this is a mitigation strategy to prevent fire from coming in from the other properties that would allow people, at least an hour to vacate the property in the event of a fire. So the biggest reasons that I'm asking for this variance is that the biggest reason is that it's cost prohibitive. It would be difficult, if not impossible, for me to complete this project, having to install this large, expensive fire sprinkler system. It is a small building. It's going to be essentially a 2-bedroom building, even though it would be multifamily. There's only 2 1-bedrooms and a studio there. So it is also quite small. It's not expected to have a large amount of residents in it. So I believe because of that reason that the risk profile is a little bit lower than what it would be under usual circumstances. So I am asking for a variance to meet all of the other fire standards for this building, except the sprinkler system.
Can somebody share floor plans with us? Either Ellen and I or.
I can, if you want. The originally approved ones, I mean, the amendment plans are like exactly the same.
Yeah, I just want to see the floor plans.
Yeah.
So what was the amendment? Was there a ground floor commercial space that got changed to a residential unit?
No, there are no records for this building at all. As far as we could tell, the first thing that we have on file is the property cert before the current owner bought the building. So as far as we could tell, it was single family to multifamily, as far as we could tell based on our records, because there's not even like rental licenses or zoning archives showing anything. So can you see my screen?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, let me just go to the first floor. Okay.
So as I mentioned, the areas that are highlighted in red will be the fire rated walls that will prevent, fire from spreading here. And then these self-closing doors as well that will be between each apartment. So this is a 1-bedroom apartment on the first floor. The second floor is also a 1-bedroom apartment. Same here, you'll see the red highlighted areas that show where I intend to have fire rated drywall here and the self-closing doors, 1 hour fire rated there as well. And then the top floor is a studio apartment.
When did you buy this property?
I believe I closed in March
Of this year?
this year.
And it was 3 units when you bought it?
It looks like it was 3 units. It's in pretty bad condition. So as far as I knew, it was 3 units. It clearly was not legally 3 units. But yeah, it was.
And I'm trying to understand the comments of there was a sprinkler system, but it's being removed?
No, there is no sprinkler system.
Oh,
So I'm just updating this building to take it from being a dilapidated building to a not dilapidated building, offering affordable housing. And what they've asked me to do is essentially put an entire sprinkler system in there now, but there was not one before.
I think
Sorry, I'm sorry, I'm
the
rereading
refusal
it.
was a little complicated or confusing the way it was written, so.
Oh, okay. My apologies for that.
Well, no, that wasn't you, that was Helen and I.
Oh.
Sorry, Matt.
Matthew, can you show us the landing issue at the basement stair?
Landing issue has to do with this part right here. If you can see my cursor, I know screen is high resolution. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. It's supposed to be landing on both sides of the door. It's only on the one side, so it goes from door directly to step. And there's supposed to be a landing there, so that's where that comes from.
And who stamped the drawings?
Like for the original approval?
Yeah, well, the drawings we're looking at, who has?
Oh,
stamped-
you mean like
Are there an
the
engineer's stamp? But nobody alerted you that you needed a sprinkler system for this?
No.
well,
No, it's on the plan. Yeah, it says it right
No,
there.
yeah.
Okay, so here's
I
what
mean, your
happened.
architect initially never said you need a
No, no,
sprinkler
no.
system.
No, so what happened is originally I submitted the plans without a sprinkler system. And they told me that they would deny the plans unless I added the sprinkler system. And then they told me what I can do to try and keep my project going forward because they can't tell me how long it would take to get to appeal is I can add the sprinkler system here, get these plans approved, and then request an amendment. And so I think
Oh.
that's maybe where the confusion is. My original plans did not have it. Then they agreed to allow me, if I put that I was going to have it here, to at least start with the additional part where I can get my rough-in and all of these other permits approved. Um, and potentially like start demolition, some of that like early things. And then I can submit an amendment. So I think that's why it looks like, oh, I'm asking to have this removed because this is now technically the plan that is on file to be approved, but I haven't gone through any of this anyway.
Who told you to do what you had to do and then try to get out of the sprinkler system? You said you had to tear the walls up and stuff. That would have been an easy time to put that in.
So it was the plan reviewer. So she said, look, you know, like, I mean, you can ask for you, we can't approve you without having sprinklers.
Mhm.
If you want to go down this path later, you can submit an amendment. So what I have now is basically a denied amendment to amend these plans to remove a sprinkler system off the plans, but there are no sprinklers currently in this building.
And are the partitions as it stands now, are they all new or are they, were there some existing that remained in terms of layout?
Yes, so most of these are existing. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say 95% of these are remaining. So am I looking at the first floor? I'm sorry, I can't see the full
Yes, it
screen.
is the first floor.
Okay, so there are some interior walls that I have added to make the layout a little more modern. So here, the only new walls that will be here is this wall that is between, I need to rebuild the wall that's between the bathroom and the kitchen. The rest of the walls are already here. This is, I wouldn't be putting these here. I would have to rebuild, not rebuild, but I would have to, you know, make these fire rated, the one that's in the hallway, but all of this stuff is here,
So,
on the first
or-
floor.
What, as part of the original approval,
Mm-hmm.
on the plan we're looking at now,
Mm-hmm.
what walls are existing and what walls were proposed to be new? Because right now, the graphics don't make it clear what's existing and what's new.
All of these walls are there.
They were originally there, or they were a part of the original approval to be installed?
They were a part of the original approval to be installed. And so what I was explaining to you about the walls, the ones I was explaining are the ones that were not there. So what you are seeing on your screen right now, all of these walls currently exist except the wall between the bathroom and the kitchen.
No, but the question
Mhm.
isn't what's currently existing.
Yep.
Because if you look at the clouded text, it says all interior framing to be built new. The
Mhm.
question is that statement correct? I mean, when you first started this project, you anticipated building all these walls that we're seeing on the plan?
No, what this is meant to say is that any interior framing that I am putting there, I guess will be new, but that seems.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's why we're getting confused, like what's new and what's existing.
Oh, okay,
Not
yeah.
today, as
Mhm.
part of the overall project, what were you
Mhm.
anticipating doing in
Yep,
terms of framing?
yep. So that's what I was referring to. So what I was anticipating doing, as of today, is the wall that we're seeing here between the kitchen and the bathroom. That's the only new wall that I'm adding here on this floor.
Okay, so the wall between the bedroom and the kitchen or the hallway, was that there before you purchased the property, or was that installed as part of your project?
No, that's already there.
No, but was it installed as part of your project? Did you
No,
build that wall? That was
no,
already there?
it was already there.
Okay, so yeah, you can understand our confusion because it says all interior framing to be built new,
I understand. I
right? So
understand.
we don't know what was built and what wasn't built.
Yep, yep,
So-
I understand.
And I'm assuming this note applies throughout the entire building, so it's it's not clear for us to figure out what exactly you inherited when you purchased the property versus what you expected to build as part of your original approval.
Got it. I understand.
I guess what he's really asking was, is this a gut job?
Yeah,
You
'cause-
completely
Yeah,
gut this place and then,
on the first page, it actually says complete gut, I think that's the right word. Yeah,
Yes.
interior, full gut of all, yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what is the level of work you were expecting to do in this building. All new
Yes.
in-
hmm
So,
So I was expecting to just rework the interior to make it just the layout to be better than it was. And I was going to use the existing walls that are already there to work into that layout. So that's essentially how I came to, what I was explaining before, like some of this, like there are walls there, but these are non-load bearing walls that I am putting in there new to aid in a more comfortable layout for the apartments.
All of that in the document submitted to LNI should have been graphically crystal clear, so that's partly adding to the confusion now. What the basement, how is that used? And it's only accessed by the ground floor unit, is that true?
Yeah. Yes.
And
It's-
how is it used? What's
So
the,
this will be finished storage. So this is, yeah, it's just finished storage and the mechanicals.
okay,
why is there a full bath in the basement?
There was already plumbing there. I was just going to take advantage of putting a bathroom there.
But if
Um,
it's unoccupied, who's gonna come down to use the full bath down there?
Yeah, I can remove it. It's not, I just was,
Yeah.
you know,
well, because otherwise you would need to have egress well out of the basement.
exactly. Is in terms of making this a living space, yes, I would have to have egress, and I didn't intend to make this a living space. It just would be finished storage down there. So the bathroom can 100% be removed. That wouldn't be a problem because it's not intended to be used for that. So it does, yeah, that is in the plan, that it's a non-habitable space. It's only framing. I mean, it's only storage.
Hmm.
John, you have anything to say for this?
No, I mean, I feel for the lady, but by code, that usually financial hardships aren't usually the reason why. It's usually if it was bought as such, you can prove it was bought as such, and then there's some leniency given based on the amount of meters, right? That's been the MO, and I don't know if this applies.
How many meters are in the house, miss?
You mean currently?
Yes.
There are no meters there now.
Oh, it's 1 meter for the whole house?
Um, I there's currently no, I don't know how long this building has been abandoned, but I believe that based on them saying that they don't have any records of this, I believe it's 1 meter here, but I'm not sure. The building is in pretty bad condition.
Okay.
I mean, if you were advised that you could submit the show on your documents that this was sprinklered and submit it as such, you were advised that that could be, you could proceed with the project and then apply for a variance later after you'd already done work, was not very good advice. And I mean, we're definitely sympathetic to this if it were clearly 3 units over historically, which we normally would look at, there were, multiple electric meters, multiple, gas meters if there were gas. But so you've already installed most of the new or repaired walls inside of this space and proceeded with finishes as well?
No, not the finishes. So I have not gotten to the finishes yet. I haven't gotten like that far.
I mean, it is a very small building. Wayne, you can speak to this in terms of, I mean, this is most like a 2-inch sprinkler line or less and minimal number of sprinkler heads. I mean, while it's uh, it certainly has costs, but it's hard to accept it without it. And here's a question, Matt, if the third floor were not occupied, would sprinklers be required?
Yes. It's because it's going from R3 to R2 that it requires sprinklers.
Right, if it were R3 by virtue of having 2 apartments and not 3, and the third floor were sealed off with an affidavit of restricted use, fire department access only, could it be, I'm just want to be clear if that's an option.
So in that case, the original building, I did double check the zoning archive. There is one zoning permit on file from like the 40s that says single family dwelling, and that's it. So as far as we can tell, it was originally legally a single family dwelling, and it would be a townhome, meaning it would be a residential code building. Going from R3 single family townhome to a 2-family, still R3, but it's like stacked units with a single door out, or meaning the 2 units share the egress going out. It becomes a IBC, building code building, which the building code has no exemption for sprinklers for group R at all. So going from IRC to IBC, group R needs sprinklers. So because what the existing building code says is that if you have a change of occupancy in which the requirement for sprinklers in the IBC changes to a different threshold, then you must install sprinklers if the building code would require it. In this case, it would if they went from just 1 to 2 family.
Okay, thanks. That's helpful.
That is a very technical argument, Ted, though.
It is.
Because even the chapter 5 recognizes non-sprinklered R3s up to 3 stories for type.
Yeah,
So
Pradeep is right. It does.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna caucus. Sit tight, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Jennings, we're gonna deny the variance, but we have a couple suggestions. If you wanna keep it a 3-unit, building, you would have to sprinkle it. If you wanna keep it a single-family home, you would not have to sprinkle it. So that's up to you. Okay? So
Okay,
that's where we're at. All right?
I have a question.
Sure.
There was just a mention in passing of there not needing to be a certain number of sprinkler heads or something like that. Is that something you guys can expound on? Is this the circumstances under which there is only a minimum number of sprinkler heads that is required in a 2-inch? I understand I'll have to excavate if I want to keep it a 3-unit.
Okay, I know. You're talking about a limited sprinkler system. It would come off the domestic water. Your sprinkler contractor would have to tell you that.
Okay.
Yeah, and since I was the one who mentioned that, that wasn't my intent. All I was saying is you have a relatively small building. The square footage is small, so that the number of sprinkler heads will not be that great.
Yeah.
But the
I
service
don't know if
coming
you can
in,
do that.
yeah.
It might have to be a 13R when you have residential units in there.
If it were single family, it could be a 13D system, I
But they
believe.
wouldn't need a sprinkler system if it was a single family.
Well, that's a good point. Yes. Sorry.
So, but,
Okay.
yes, you'd have to, you would talk to your contractor or a sprinkler contractor on that, but the thing is you would need a 13R system, which would mean excavating outside with 2-inch or 1.5 inch, whatever they would bring in. Yeah.
Matthew Wojcik,
Yes.
if a sprinkler system is put in, does the single exit refusal go away,
All of the refusals go away, except for
Okay.
the one about the landing.
except the landing?
Okay.
And the bathroom in the basement?
Oh, the bathroom in the basement, if you had if you didn't sprinkle the building, or is it, no?
No, if
matter what?
if you want to keep that bathroom in the basement, we think it needs an egress well out of the basement.
Yes, yes. I think you said earlier you would just remove that.
For the sprinkler system, but I already received approval for the way that it is, except the sprinkler system was the only thing that was denied under this amendment.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
And so the final decision of the board, if we could just vote on that.
Yes, I vote to deny the variance.
I vote to deny.
I agree.
I agree.
All right, Ms. Jennings, good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. Okay.
So one more. Oh, are we doing the, oops, yeah, are we doing the violation case first?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. We're gonna vacate our decision. Yeah. Okay. All right, is anyone here?
Chair, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
I'm sorry.
Who's here from?
You can hear me now?
Yes, and I'm sorry, it was the chair I was having trouble hearing.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now, John?
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right, pal.
This is also Leslie Jean. I'm also here.
Who's that?
Sorry?
Leslie Jean, I'm also here.
Mr. Jean, you were number 9 on our list. We had previously voted to dismiss, but now that you're here, I believe the board would like to vacate that vote.
Yeah, we're gonna vacate that vote, but the people here to make the decisions on your case has already been, is finished for the day. So we're gonna vacate the vote. You can come back at a later date.
Can we schedule it?
Yes, you would schedule that with Debbie,
Okay,
okay?
thank you.
Debbie, can you
Don't
schedule
leave yet.
for our next hearing?
Don't leave yet. You can talk to Debbie and,
Okay.
she'll square you away.
I'm going to read it back into the record.
Yes, read it back into the
So
record.
this is case number 9, MI 2025-004284 for 3453 Arbor Street. Leslie Jean is present in the room. And the board is going to,
Yes, we're vacating the decision we made, and we're gonna give you to come in at a later date, and I agree with that. Mhm.
Okay,
I agree as well.
All
I
right,
agree.
sorry for your inconvenience. All
okay,
right.
no, I apologize, but I was waiting for a long time, but okay, I understand. Thank you so much.
All right, no problem. Debbie, you can square that away,
I'm sorry.
okay? All right,
So I'll be in touch, okay, Mr. Jean?
Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll send you
Okay.
an email. All right, you're welcome.
okay. We're ready for the next case.
So I can leave now?
Oh, you can leave, yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, case number 11. 3250 South 76th Street. Who's here from 3250 South 76th Street?
Hi, yes, Craig Bryson.
Hey, Craig.
How are you today?
Are you going to be testifying, Craig?
I will be.
Are you a lawyer?
I am not.
Okay, could you, could you raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Is there anyone else going to be testifying?
Possibly Erica Anderson, who's also.
Okay, is Erica there now?
Yes, I'm here.
Erica, are you a lawyer?
No.
Okay, could you please raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
Also, can you be on camera?
Mhm.
We need a facial recognition. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Is that the only people that are going to be testifying, Craig?
Yes.
Okay, I'm Wayne Miller, board member.
Amy Rivera, board member.
Ted August, board member.
Pradeep Parekh, board member.
John Dimes, Fire Code.
Matthew Webster, Board Counsel.
I'm Matthew Wojcik, LNI supervisor.
Deborah Richardson, Boards Administration.
Okay, Deb, read that into the record.
This is case number 11 on today's agenda, MI 2025-004442 for 3250 South 76th Street.
Okay, Craig, go ahead.
I'm going to share a document if that's okay.
Absolutely. Oh, yes, sir.
So, oops, I shared the wrong screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, as you see on the screen, this is a floodplain map of the facility at 3250 South 76th Street. In the area in the tan area is a flood hazard district, and the light blue is an undefined zone AE. So we've made application to do substantial improvements in part of the building, as we had the building was purchased in 2018, and we've done improvements in 2019, 2020. Each one of those times we came in for a variance with the situation is within this orange area, the base flood elevation is at 10 feet. The finished floor elevation is at 11. So the finished floor elevation of the building itself is 1 foot above the flood zone. But inside the building, there are mechanical equipment and stuff that is 2 inches. You require 1 foot 6 inches above the base flood elevation. And currently the building now and the mechanical equipment, the base floor elevation is 1 foot. And then mechanical equipment is another 2.5 inches. So we're 2.5 inches short with some of the existing equipment. However, what we have agreed upon in the past and will continue to agree upon, anything that's new mechanical equipment obviously will be installed above the 11 foot 6 inch requirement. That's basically the story.
Okay.
I just want to clarify, you mean 1.5 feet above BFE, right?
Correct. But the finished floor elevation is already 1 foot above that.
I see. Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yep, yep, yep.
And the equipment in there now is at 1, 2.5. And
Right.
If you put new equipment in, it will be at 1.6.
Correct. Which we've done in the past. And then this was a variance of that case right here that was granted, I think this was 2019.
Okay, no problem. All right, I don't have a problem with it. We'll grant the variance. I'm in favor.
I'm in agreement of granting it also.
Likewise.
I agree.
Okay, good luck.
Hey, thanks, everyone. Have a good day.
No problem.
Thank you.
We'll see you.
Thank you.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And recording?
End recording. John, you're finished.
John, I just want to end the recording.
Hey, John.